Here are 3 reasons why you haven't manifested your dream life yet. My intention with this message is that you get clear on what it has been that has been keeping you perhaps in the same pattern if you've been feeling stuck for a long, long time, so that you know exactly where to look, what inner work to do, and how to get the breakthroughs that you're ready for so that you can get out of your own way and create the life of your dreams. So reason number 1 is you're trying to build new habits on old beliefs. We all know that feeling of being motivated, of deciding, right, now is the time for a new me. From now on, I'm going to go to the gym 7 days a week, or I'm going to start posting content every day, or I'm going to start only eating this healthy food or whatever. But making a decision to create a new habit like that, as well-meaning as it is, well done for having that intention. We can acknowledge ourselves for that. But if you're doing that while at the same time your subconscious mind has an old belief that, but I'm scared of what people will think, what if people judge me and hate me, or I'm not the kind of person who can stick to things like a healthy routine, or I actually really dislike healthy food, or I hate going to the gym, or it's not safe for me to feel confident and sexy in my body, or it's not safe for me to actually be someone who earns 10K a month, 20K a month, or what if I fully am self-employed and then I have no job security and I'm relying completely on myself? We might want the thing, and we might even create the plan and go, right, this is what I'm going to do to get there. But if you're trying to do all of that on a foundation of old beliefs where your subconscious mind is scared to go there, then time and time again, you will find yourself starting, stopping, procrastinating, overthinking, self-sabotaging, getting in your own way, throwing in the towel at the first obstacle, and being back to square one, and then nothing changes. And I know how frustrating that is. Reason number 2 is your nervous system doesn't feel safe to expand to that level of life. Motivation fades, usually within 48 hours. Then what we are left with is whatever we feel safe to receive and allow ourselves to have. Usually when it comes to manifesting, expanding what you are achieving and receiving and allowing, it's not usually down to the fact that you aren't good enough or that there's a lack of skills. Usually not even that you're not working hard enough. The main thing that makes or breaks whether somebody manifests and sustains that manifestation is if it feels safe in their body to have it and hold it. That's the bottom line. That's what it comes down to. Reason number 3 is you're feeling out of alignment. You've got one foot in the old identity and one foot in the new identity. This is where you feel that internal conflict. This is where there's one voice in your head that is trying to pull you forwards and another even louder voice that's trying to pull you back. This is where you're deciding to buy that book and read it, but then you're not actually implementing anything that you read in that book. So what's the solution? How can we ensure that this year is unlike any other year in a good way? How can we ensure that now is the actual time that you're going to get unstuck and see the results you've been wanting to manifest flow into your life from your efforts, from your focus? Well, number 1 is it's important to create new beliefs, new subconscious beliefs. Start telling yourself a new story. I'm sure you've heard me say this before because I say it a lot. It's so important. The stories we tell ourselves create our lives. The stories we tell ourselves determine what our subconscious mind shows us. The stories that we tell ourselves determine what we allow ourselves to do or not. The second thing we need to do is the nervous system regulation work. So one level of this nervous system regulation work is about, in general, taking care of your nervous system so that you are living in an emotionally well-regulated state. So what the heck does that mean? It means the better emotionally regulated you are, the easier you will be able to respond to stressful situations. The easier you will be able to bounce back when something doesn't quite go perfectly or when you receive a bit of negativity. I remember when I was in India and I was spending time with a Himalayan yogi, and there was one point in our journey when we thought we're not going to be able to continue because there had been these terrible landslides and the road was cut off and everything like that. And I observed how this Himalayan yogi who I was with, it didn't seem to affect him negatively. It didn't seem to stress him out when, you would have expected it to stress anybody out. He just said, let's just sit, let's just meditate for a while, right? He was unfazed by it. He had this calmness about him, even in those situations. And interestingly, within a very short space of time, it was about 5 or 10 minutes, someone just came and opened this cable car up for us that had been closed off to the general public, and we crossed the river Ganges like we needed to and got across to the other side. So it was like I witnessed someone who had clearly worked on their emotional regulation. They were unfazed. They didn't get as badly triggered or stressed out by the day-to-day stresses. And a great way to improve your emotional regulation is quite simply to meditate every day, to practice mindfulness meditation. In fact, there's a study, I read about it in a book called Mind to Matter by Dawson Church, where they actually measured the emotional regulation part of man's brain. Before he had ever meditated, he was not into meditation, he was skeptical about it. And then for 8 weeks, every morning, he did a mindfulness meditation. And after 8 weeks, that emotional regulation part of his brain had significantly grown. You know, even as an adult, your brain is constantly able to adapt and grow and change and develop and improve. That's definitely an area to look when it comes to nervous system regulation. Mindfulness meditation and breath work have been two things where I noticed it just generally lowered my stress and cortisol levels on a day-to-day basis. And that's going to allow you to be able to handle the bumps in the road rather than fall off at the first hurdle, throw in the towel, make something mean that, you're never going to be able to do it, and so you quit. The other area of nervous system regulation to look at is to actually go specific and pinpoint what is the thing in your life that you want to change, and how can you help your body to feel totally safe and normal to have that new level of success and life that you want. Yeah, so if you have been feeling unsafe to allow yourself to attract a really wholesome, beautiful, respectful relationship, that would be an area specifically to look at. If you have been wanting to increase the amount of income that you receive on a monthly basis, but there's a part of you that doesn't actually feel safe to receive that kind of money, or like it scares you, that would be an area to specifically look at. And the third thing that you can do is you can shift your self-concept. So this is where Neville Goddard's work comes in. And Neville Goddard taught this powerful, simple technique where every night as you're drifting off to sleep, instead of falling asleep fully feeling like this version of you right now, with all your current beliefs and worries and doubts and emotions, right? And he said, instead, fall asleep feeling like you are the person, you are the version of you, where everything that you currently want is just yours now. It's normal, it's your life, it's your reality. So instead of thinking of what you want, you're transporting yourself there and you're thinking from it. You're feeling like the version of you who has it now. So what would be different? What would feel different? How would you feel as you're drifting off to sleep? How would you fall asleep? What would be different about how you'd feel about life, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about where you are in life, if everything that you currently want was just already done? Doing this as you drift off to sleep is ultimately so powerful, because as you drift off to sleep, your subconscious mind opens up. And so your subconscious mind is receiving that information that we are this person now. This is how we feel about life. This is the way we see the world. This is the way that we feel about ourselves. And then you get to rehearse. Your subconscious rehearses whatever you fed it with just before you fall asleep all night long. This is like a cheat code. This is like a fast forward button, because when you get your subconscious on side and working for you in that way, you're unstoppable. It's like you've pressed autopilot because your subconscious is, running 95% of what we do anyway. And you've set the autopilot to go the easiest, quickest, best, fastest way to what you want. So if what I've shared today resonates with you and you've realized, yes, this is where I want to dedicate some time and energy. I don't want to just bury my head in the sand and try and hope for a different future. I don't want to just run at a brick wall and hope that the brick wall breaks down so I can cross through it. I actually just want to find the door, open the door, and walk through it for the first time ever, right? If you feel like you want to actually just focus on the things that will make a difference for you so that you can get the changes that you want this year, then that is exactly why I designed the 21-day Release the Blocks challenge. It is the bridge that will help walk you one baby step at a time from where you currently have been to where you want to get to. Together, we will regulate the nervous system so that you feel calm and safe to have and receive what you want. And together, we will shift the way you've been seeing yourself, shift your self-concept and your identity so that your subconscious mind already feels totally ready to receive the life that you want. So if you feel like that is the right fit for you right now, I'll put the link down below. You can take a look and I'm sure you're going to love it. If you're watching on YouTube and you enjoyed this, please feel free to hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring my bell so you never miss another video. And if you're listening on podcasts, thank you for being here too. Feel free to hit follow and leave a 5-star review. Your support is much appreciated. Until next time, bye.